I'd like to begin with a very inspiring story. Once a farmer planted Chinese bamboo trees and palm trees in his huge piece of land. The farmer takes great care of them, nurtures them, waters them, fertilizes them the same way. Couple months later, he realizes that he can only see shoots in the palm field, whereas none within the bamboo field. A year passed by. The first year of harvest, he witnesses this couple of saplings within the palm field, none again with the bamboo field. 4 years pass by, the same scenario happens. No evident improvement within the bamboo field, whereas in the palm field, now those saplings have grown up into trees. People around the farmer started saying, you should probably invest more of your productive time within the palm field and completely neglect the bamboo field now that there's no improvement at all. But the farmer told to himself, believed in the bamboo farm, that one day it will grow tall. It was in the 5th year that the farmer saw a tiny shoot out from the ground. That's the first time that the bamboo shoot is ever seeing light. It didn't take long. 6 months. The Chinese bamboos stand as tall as up the sky. The farmer realized the bamboo tree itself has been building, replenishing its roots deep into the soil just so it could hold the weight and tallness of the bamboo trees. A similar scenario that I can relate to with this is of the Calgary Towers. I don't know if how many of you are familiar with it. It is located in Canada. The Calgary Towers is said to weigh over 10,884 tons. 60% of its weight is present below the ground, and that is what is holding it still. One common message both of these situations share is that it's important to build your base strong. It is what is going to help you shape your future into a better and a brighter one. And that's what I am here to talk about as well today. How I, as a 10th grade student, as a 15-year-old, have been building my base the past 3 years into having a better future. Here's my journey into guiding young minds. Most successful personalities, celebrities, media faces have a very interesting, funny, very motivating, captivating turning point. Whereas in my story, it was so simple that it was boredom. Yes, my turning point was boredom. As a young teen during lockdown back in 2020, just like other teenagers, I was so much influenced by screen time, by Netflix, that after a period of time, I got so bored just because I was on Netflix all week, all 10 days. Just screen time made me want to use my time productively. I realized that I had so much time that I went to my dad, asked him if he had something to offer, something that would, make my mind alive, something that I can be involved in, learn from it, right? So my dad suggested, why don't you do something for Father's Day? Because that was the closest event around that time which was occurring. And I took it up as a challenge, as with zero expectations, just to learn, just to keep my mind active so that I don't get bored. I started interviewing my cousins, my friends through a Zoom meeting, then my dad's colleagues, sons and daughters, then some random people, made this cute documentations for Father's Day. Later, we posted it on social media upon a close mentor's suggestion. Through the course of this project, I realized that I really liked interviewing, interacting with people, that it made me want to pursue it as a skill. Thinking about how I'm going to do it, what I wanted to do, I just recalled I, as a person growing up, still growing up because I'm 15, have always been surrounded with people from various diverse backgrounds, with various mindsets, with various approaches, right? And one thing most of them share in common is that all of them have so much potential. So much so that it could even solve one alarming issue or problem that is arising in today's world. But most students and youth suppress those talents within themselves. They don't let it out to the outer world. They don't let it out to other people so that they can see and cherish it. Thinking about why this could be for various factors as well. Family pressure, societal pressure, peer pressure, insecurities, fear of failure, right? And the only thing that I could think about instantly was why not provide them that little push? Because I realized they lack the motivation to start at a young age. Because I then realized that it was important for the future of tomorrow, the youth themselves, to start building their bases at a young age. That's how my organization, the first step, was born with zero hesitation or zero expectations. I wanted to empower youth by interviewing young achievers, basically child prodigies, children, students who've achieved at a young age, in order to motivate those out there to start their journeys at a young age, to take their first step. Of course, every bud takes its own time to bloom. You don't have to be an entrepreneur when you're 15. You don't have to be a public speaker when you're 15. But you can start when you're 15, which is going to help you when you turn older, right? Because one regret when most people, most successful personalities have, is that wishing if they could start early. So this really made me want to do more about youth empowerment itself, and I started interviewing people, posting it on YouTube because the screen time was very high during pandemic. I wanted to use it as a tool to promote youth empowerment further. And it didn't take me long to realize that YouTubers were of two kinds. The very famous people who start influencing and YouTubing for fun's sake, for entertainment purposes, because yes, social media is a tool oftenly used for entertainment purposes. Yes, I do get that. For example, a bathroom tour or a kitchen tour, as simple as such, right? Their channel bombs instantly. The second kind of people who do it with desperation, who do influencing for a cause in hopes that it would reach their audience. At most times, let's just say that it is a failure. And in my case, yes, it was. So the next best thing that I could do was accept it, one, and think about what I had to do next, because YouTube didn't really work out for me. Thinking about it, I realized, okay, maybe writing, maybe journalism. I started hunting for opportunities, hoping that I would get one which would help me reach out to more students, more youth. That's when I got this opportunity to be a freelance journalist for a magazine, a very popular magazine. But again, within a span of 6 months, I had to stop writing for them because of complications and again, a defeat. In today's world, depression, anxiety, failure, challenges are common words, more than a hi or a hey. And for a 13-year-old to just experience failures was a lot to handle because I was so new. Everything I experienced, everything that I got to see was a new learning for me itself. But one phrase, this one statement which kept me going was, there are no failures, only feedbacks. I told to myself, failures are learning lessons. Take it as a feedback and move on. Successful people are of this kind, right? I'll generalize this very simply. Out of the 100% of people, 30% of people dream. Just keep dreaming, thinking that it will happen someday. The next 30% say to themselves that they're going to try harder, but they never do. The third set of people, they put all of their effort into it, 100% into it, but it's when they face a failure, they quit, saying that it's not my piece of cake and move on. The fourth, the 10% of the people are who's wholly successful, right? These people say to themselves that there are no failures, only feedback. Take those failures as learning lessons. They don't change their goal, but they change their strategy into moving forward. This is something which kept me going on, made me want to do more. And that's how I am here today, doing my fourth TED Talk here at Sairam Institutions. Very honored. I, Hasini Lakshminarayanan, a 15-year-old social entrepreneur, run the organization called The First Step. I've interviewed more than 150 plus child prodigies, written about them, written close to around 60 to 70 plus articles in the Hindu. I've also addressed in more than 70 plus conferences in corporate schools and colleges as a public speaker. And it did take me so long to get to where I am today, and I'm sure that this is an even longer road to get to that destination. This long road obviously had so many obstacles, and I would personify them as challenges. Every story, every journey comes with its fair share of challenges. People really are confused. Well, being confused is a good thing, but rather, when they face a challenge, they just tell to themselves that someday this challenge is going to pass by and it will change automatically. Well, let me break this to you. It is not automated. Change only occurs from thyself. People believe that someday change would occur. Someday the world would change. That's not how it works. You change, the people around you change, the world changes. For me, growing up, I was exposed to a lot of classes. I learned a lot of skills, dance, music, bhajan, art, name it. But for me, because I was on loop attending so many classes, I would eventually get bored, quit, hop onto another skill, learn it, quit. And when this was happening on loop, people started branding me as jack of all and master of no trades. I really found this hard. And this got serious when I started working on entrepreneurship. People started saying that I would probably quit after I got bored. And I told to myself that I don't have to change myself for the other people, but change myself because I had to show that I was serious. I chose to not prove them wrong, but to prove myself right, that I am super serious as a 14-year-old kid, that this is what I want to do. And nowadays, the Gen Zs, one common thing I've heard is that it's very hard to find what your niche is, what your liking is, because there's so many options to choose from. And just for me to prove that this is my piece of cake took me so long. That's why I always quote, for things to change, I must change first. Change begins with you. You change, the people around you change, the world changes. And yes, after a period of time, people did say that I am very serious about what I was doing and accepted the fact that yes, she is a teen entrepreneur indeed. This journey indeed is a long road. There is so much more to travel to attain the destination itself. But most successful personalities quote that shooting the first step is what is the hardest step that you could take in life. That little first step is very hard to shoot. And to be very honest, don't wait for the right time. Don't wait for opportunities to come. Don't, again, wait for people to change for you so that change can occur automatically. Shoot your first step. There is no right time. There is no right opportunity. Create that for yourself. For most people, taking that first step could be because of motivating factors, for inspirational factors, for, even curious factors. And for some people like me, it could just be boredom. I've taken my first step, and when is yours? With that, I will conclude with saying that the first step is all that matters, because that is going to be the hardest to initiate. Thank you so much. Signing off, this is Hasini Lakshminarayanan.